What is up, everybody? Oh no, come back. Where'd it go? What is up? Let me tweet this out. Let me get it on the Discord. Okay. Bam. All right, I think we're live. How the hell are we doing today? Yep, we got a package. The pre-download is apparently up on Xbox. What? I don't want to get an Xbox, bro. Okay, also, so today we're going to take a look at what this thing that... So, okay. I got one package from Bungie. I believe I may have a second package from Bungie being delivered sometime in the next couple of hours. The thing is I promised my wife that we would do date night tonight because we haven't seen each other in a week, and then I get home and then I stream for fucking 13 hours helping to solve the ARG. So the second package may or may not be here in time, but we have the first package, which I have opened. The second package, a lot of creators are getting. The first package, which I do have, only a few of us got. I believe only people who were invited to this previous event got this package. So it is it is what I consider to be the cooler of the two. And then after that, I want to go ahead and do like a recap of the ARG, talking about every step front to back, because I want to make a video on it, just like I made a video on the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and pin my ARG reaction to the top of this chat, though. Give me a second. Yeah, if I was her, I'd beat your ass. Yeah, dog, it was crazy. So she went on a little trip with her mom last Sunday. Do you remember? I think I complained on stream about having to drop her off at the airport super early. And then I drop her off. And then she got back on Wednesday, but I left Wednesday morning. So she literally got back like 3 hours after I left. Or I guess there's a couple more than that, but a few hours after I left. And then I get back yesterday, 2 days ago, she picks me up from the airport. I immediately stream the ARG. I go to bed. I wake up. I literally stream from the second I wake up until the second I go to bed. And then here I am. So yeah, she's way too nice to me for sure. So she deserves a night. But I wanted to do this real quick, and then we're gonna do that. So alrighty, my friends. Hopefully my room isn't a mess. Victoria and Shadow made a mess of things while I was gone. Let's check out this thing. I've already unboxed it. You can kind of see it right there. I already unboxed it because it was didn't mean to do that. Because it was in difficult packaging. I didn't want to fuck it up. But I have gotten this from Bungie here. This is, like I said, I believe only people who went to the last event get this one. So this is very cool. Sorry, that is reflective, but as you can see, it is some artwork by Joe Cross, who is the marathon art director. Look how beautiful that is. So you have potentially 3 runners there. You know, it's a shame because they never show my favorite runner in any of the artwork, and I just want to be like, look at my favorite runner, and they never do it. So you get these 3. I like all 3 of these as well, but you can see it has my name. It's got my name there. It says here, it's really cool. It's in like Leet speak, or it's like in the marathon chat. Creator Marathon Taus84, beautiful. And then it is like legitimately signed. This isn't print, that's a real sign by Joe Ziegler, the game director there, and Joe Cross, the franchise art director. Absolutely beautiful. You bet your ass this is This is going somewhere very special. I haven't decided where it's going yet, but it is going somewhere very special in my office for sure. So, I'm not allowed to say exactly when I'm allowed to talk about things, because that's part of my NDA as well. But what I can say is I am able to discuss things soon after the reveal. I believe that is the exact wording I've been told I'm allowed to use. So at some point after the reveal on Saturday, you know, there might be some stuff. So I'm allowed to discuss things. I also just had a very large realization about. I think I just had a very large realization about this. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Never mind. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited. I am super excited. We're gonna watch this trailer again, and then we're gonna recap the ARG. And so I want this recap to be kind of like a discussion here. It's gonna be like largely me talking about it and recapping it, but I do want to get like if I miss anything or if you guys think I should frame something a certain way, please let me know. So. Wait, how do we have cat emote? I'm gonna add that cat emote to my chat. That is so good. I'm gonna add that cat to my chat for sure. I am Mida-pilled, 100% Mida-pilled, okay? This ARG took me from practically no hype about Marathon to very intrigued. I want to say this, okay? Because I know my community is largely, it's obviously Destiny. I've been covering it for 10 years. Marathon might not be for everybody, okay? What I can say is I have enjoyed my time with it an immense amount, and I cannot wait to play it again, okay? And I mean that like with every fiber of my being. But I would say don't pass judgment off too quickly, just based off of things that you might have heard that before you've even seen gameplay. And two, you're gonna have more fun if you just like go along with the ride for now until you're able to determine for yourself. You know, there's so many people in my my videos and my streams who like seem like they're like forcing themselves to hate the game because it's like cool or whatever. But like if you just like for now enjoy the community build up and you have fun with the puzzles and you enjoy the pretty art and you just, you know, you don't have to get excited, but allow yourself to enjoy the excitement. Like I promise you, you're just gonna have a better couple of weeks, okay? It's just no one likes just miserable people for the sake of being miserable. If after you see gameplay and after, you know, whatever, you decide the game's still not for you, that's totally fine. But like, let's just like be real for a second and enjoy how many times in our lifetime has our favorite studio gotten to tease a game? 2, 3 for me. I guess Halo. I wasn't a fan during Halos. I have no idea when the Halos came out. So I guess for me, like multiple times, new IPs. Did the first Halo come out? When did the first Halo come out? I assume it was after 97 because Marathon 3 came out in 97. I don't even fucking know. So Max, at best, this is the 3rd time in our lifetime where Bungie has been able to tease a new IP, right? Just like fucking go with it, okay? Just have fun, and if you decide it's not for you, Destiny's still there, okay? I didn't get to see any of Frontiers while I was there, but I got to talk to a bunch of Bungie devs who seem very excited for what's coming next. So there is definitely Destiny stuff happening, okay? So just like, let's just enjoy it. Have fun as a community. If you don't like the fucking game, that's totally fine. I'm waiting for Gummy Bears. Gummy Bears is not a Bungie IP anymore. So, but it's, you know, I'm excited. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I cannot get enough of this art style and the secrets stuff that they're doing and everything. I am like fully enveloped in the hype, and a lot of that is definitely because I played it. And it is killing me not to be able to like talk to you guys about it. But soon we will be able to discuss things and geek out and look at the gameplay that they're gonna show. And we're gonna have a good time. Destiny's not going anywhere for the channel. Destiny will be the primary focus, but I can say without a shadow of a doubt, and you guys know, for years, I've been saying, oh, I'm gonna cover Borderlands, and then I never really commit to it. And then I'm gonna cover zombies, and I like half commit to it. This has me excited enough where even pre-launch, I'm making more content than I have for some of my other franchises in the entire world. So let's take a deep breath. Let's experience this thing together, and let's have fun, okay? Let's just have fun. Yo, Rydery, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Was Scott Taylor there? No, I didn't. I don't think I saw Scott Taylor. No. I got to talk to Joe Craw. No, I didn't. That's a lie. Joe Ziegler and Lars Bakken, who are and on the front end, like people that you would know affiliated with this game. Dan Miller, he was in chat yesterday. I like how Dan Miller just casually hops in chat yesterday and goes like, oh, I'm Dan Miller from Bungie. Like, as if he hasn't made some of the best Bungie content in the past 2 decades. So casual, dude. That's awesome. Anyways. Okay, so let's finish this and then we're going to recap the ARG. The way this is shot is fucking crazy, by the way. Is there anything here? I am also convinced that the ARG is not completely over. Because there's a couple loose ends, and one of them is like, it is essentially screaming that there is more puzzles. What a cute kitty. How important is this cat? I have never seen this cat before today. Or before yesterday. But I want to. I want this cat to be my best friend. And they gave it a butt for some reason. It's so cute. I love how it curls up, man. Good kitty. Good kitty. Some butt scritches. Good kitty. Yeah, we're gonna add the cat to emotes for both streams. You wouldn't download a cat. Anyways, that's fucking sick. Alrighty, we're gonna recap the ARG a little bit, okay? Oh, that's a little spoiler. It's very hard. I tried to preemptively set up where I can just like go through a lot of the tabs and shit, but this ARG requires so much that it is all over the goddamn place, okay? It is all over the place. Okay. And I'm definitely going to get the sequence of events a little wrong, so please correct me if I get anything wrong. What is Marathon even about? I'm allowed to say what has already been said. The original, I'm actually like pretty versed in the Marathon lore. Honestly, percentage-wise, I probably know more of the total Marathon lore than I do like total Destiny lore, if that makes sense. Like as a percentage, I'd say I know like 90% of Marathon lore. I'm pretty well versed in Marathon. I know like maybe 50-60% of Destiny lore. You know what I mean? There's just so much. Sorry, I'm checking if this car is anywhere near me. Mr. Delivery, you can track deliveries now. Do you know that? To be delivered by 7, it's at 3:50. Like, No, it's getting closer, dude. He's getting closer. You better hurry your ass up. Anyways. So, what's your favorite reality from Infinite? It's the one where they nuke the sun. I think that's one of the first ones, right? That's cool. Like hella based. For some reason I want to say that's 4, but I don't think that's 4. Do you have a Discord? Yeah, type exclamation point Discord in chat. Anyways, so we're gonna recap the ARG, and I want your guys' help. If I forget anything, or if I maybe like explaining something and could be explained a little better or something, please let me know. The intent is we're gonna walk through this at a pretty casual pace. And then tonight I'm gonna edit it down to a concise video and upload it tomorrow. Is there a My Name is Bife equivalent for Marathon? I would say Hidden Xperia or Jake the Alright. I've also considered dabbling in some lore stuff, but I think I'm gonna be more just like Destiny gameplay focused. But the Marathon lore is very cool. Like going back to the original 3 games, really the first game has the best lore. The second game has pretty good lore. The third game is just like acid, like an acid trip. It's fucking, I don't even think it, like we don't know if it's canon or not. I'm gonna assume it's not canon just because it was like exploring alternate timelines and shit, and it's weird, and it kind of changed the endings. I'm gonna assume the second and third game don't really count. The first game has awesome lore. The first ARG has incredible lore, and I'm really, really looking forward to being able to dive into the new ARG lore as well. What are your plans for this weekend? I don't know. Fucking sleep a lot, probably. I mean, on Saturday we'll probably be streaming the reveal, and then I'll be able to talk about it. So we'll probably stream a bunch of that. Pretty excited about it. Okay. Okay. Jake's Marathon timeline super well produced. Yes, I watched all of that. Yeah. Yep. We're just I've already done the old ARG. You can find that video on my channel. Because we solved that one. It was a much smaller group of us that solved that one, but this one is just going to be the new ARG. Okay, so the Marathon ARG happened over 4-ish days. It was pretty incredible, and we were part of the final teams to solve it. So I would say, like, really, there are way too many people to thank, obviously. But I would say my community, Mr. Waffle Waffle or Milo's community, Bog on My Dog's community, Traxion helped us a bunch, CB Gray helped, Evan helped, Aztecross's community, the Reddit community, and the Discord community. I'm talking like literally thousands of people were required to solve this, and it was nothing short of amazing to watch. And because of that, I originally, when I was going through this and like preparing, I was going to try to assign like who solved every step, but it's pretty much impossible. Like different people say like different people solve different steps and stuff. And like, honestly, this was a huge community thing. So instead of like looking at like who got the final solve of whatever, I'm just going to say like the entire community like absolutely destroyed it. And we're going to recap it here. If you want to see the first ARG, which I got the final solve of, I will have that linked down in the description below or in the comment section below. And if anything changes, I am going to update the comment section below as well, because this was very complex. And for instance, there were times later in the ARG where I thought we were doing things to unlock things, but now in hindsight, I think like Bungie might have just been tweeting stuff out at like regular intervals, or like, I think a large part of this ARG was like on a timed release, and we thought we were activating it, but we actually weren't. So there might be some discrepancies between like my recap and like Milo's recap, for instance, based off of like what we think we actually did or what Bungie did for us and that sort of thing. Yes. The one guy I don't want to thank is Tom in the Discord. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to edit that out. Don't worry about it. Okay, so also the Marathon account was tweeting out insane stuff all the time, like throughout the entire event. And same thing with the We Are Mida account. Every time we did a step or they just got angry at us, they would tweet out. I'm not going to go over all of those because a lot of them are just like extraneous information. But I did want to throw that out there that you can go through those accounts and see some of the cool things that they were putting out. There's also a bunch of lore in this that we're not going to cover that I might do a separate video or stream on, to be determined. But yeah, okay. So the Marathon ARG, the second one for the gameplay reveal, started off when Marathon, across all of their different socials, tweeted out some of these GIFs here or videos. How were these actually solved? Holy shit, did I literally forget the first step already? I was going and I forgot the first step. That's insane. Did these actually do anything, or were they just signaling that the ARG was going? Because now in hindsight, I don't think this actually solved anything. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Okay, these didn't solve anything, right? Okay. They gave us Farsight 7. Yes, that's further down the road. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to Farsight 7. Okay, we're gonna run that back. All right, so the second ARG started when the Marathon accounts across different platforms started posting these like puzzle pieces, and that let people know that the ARG was starting. People also noticed that some of the websites from the first ARG were live again, whereas they had been like taken down once the first ARG was solved. And so the first one is hearoursilence.com, one voice, and alrighty, so the second ARG just got started on, I believe it was the 3rd of April. And this has started happening when the Marathon account started posting this GIF or a series of videos across all their different social platforms. This just let people know that the ARG was alive. And what people very quickly realized is when they checked some of the websites that were part of the first ARG, they were actually back. Whereas they had previously been taken down after the first ARG was solved 2 years ago, they were back. And so, for instance, one of those is going to be hearoursilence.com. This was 404 for a long time, but now when you go back to it, it just says https 1.voice.many.hearoursilence.com. And people also notice there's this cool skull when you select, but that doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of cool. Okay, so when you go to this website, what it was, oh, I'm so fucking stupid, dude. Shit. When does this happen? This is later. Yes, okay, that's later. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm gonna edit it, okay? I'm gonna go turn on my air conditioner real quick, because I'm getting spicy, being angry at myself for forgetting shit. I also wasn't here for this first part, so you guys gotta give me a break. I was literally, when this shit was going live, okay, when this shit was going live, I was at Bungie. I didn't know this shit was happening. Okay. Blink twice, the marathon's gonna be peak. I don't have to blink twice. I'm just gonna say it is. I'm literally, I have your ARG doc right fucking here, bro. I just, presenting it, reading it on a document and presenting it as a story are two different things. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna drink water. We're gonna take it back up from the top one more time. And then we're gonna fucking first try this all the way goddamn through. Let me check the car that's supposed to be delivering this second package. Is it getting close? Oh, it's back to 345. It's not 7 anymore. It's on my side of the highway. Oh my god, it might actually get delivered at the end of the stream. Copium, 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 copium. Okay, okay, okay! Second package. Yeah, I got the first package. I showed it off at the beginning of the stream. I'm supposed to be getting a second package. We'll see. Okay. Alrighty, so the second ARG started when the marathon accounts across different platforms started tweeting out these videos. And people would look at them and try to solve all sorts of things. They come back into play later, but for now, they really just serve as like a notice, like, hey, these accounts are active, something's going on. And what people quickly realized is that the websites that were part of the first ARG 2 years ago were active again. Whereas after that ARG was solved, once again, nearly 2 years ago, they were all taken down, they were back. And so, for instance, the first one that people realized were back was hereoursilence.com. This is a website that represents the in-lore faction of Mida. And when you go to this site, you notice a couple of things. Once, like in the middle here, it just says there's a URL that says one voice many hereoursilence.com. Also, if you look at like the tab, you can see it's like scrolling text. That'll come back here in a second as well. If you go to this URL, it brought you to a link where you could sign up for a Twitch overlay that updated as more people joined your stream. And essentially, the last ARG, when it ended, we found a secret live stream. You had to get, I think, 7,777 people in there to unlock the Vidoc. This time, they're starting it off by saying, hey, you can start this ARG, but you need 10,000 people watching in order to start the ARG. And so the first thing was like really just getting people hyped for this puzzle. I can't access any of this anymore. I have pictures of the overlay here that I can pull up. This was a little bit of an overlay that would, as this is the number of people watching total in the marathon directory, and as that number approached 10,000, this picture kind of filled in and evolved over time. And when 10,000 people were finally reached, it changed to plus 714 Frontier. Now, that's pretty cool, but that is actually a solution, or part of the solution, to the very final part of the ARG. And you will not be hearing about this again for like 15 minutes until we get to the end of the ARG. So really, the first step of this puzzle gave us one of the three solutions for the final step, which is pretty cool. I mentioned earlier that if you look at the tab here on the website, it's scrolling, where there's just a constant phrase. Here is that kind of all typed out. Impenetrable veils, all is poison, thought mind, do not drink from the well we see, with eyes bright, revelation in anti-rev, calloused bleeding hands, justice sought for the rotting corpse of tomorrow, left yesterday in gutters gleam discarded dreams, the poetry of disillusioned hope, art as a weapon, war as breath, life is fragile, break, icon, I think that's supposed to say icon, listen, close, closer, us, them, we, you, I, they're static in their propaganda, anti-rev grows, against for, hold the line, R plus A plus G plus E is the key, seek key, earned, unleashed, truth is blade, sharp, firm, carving lies, new path, own path, we, us, you, them, I, lost in the corrupt system, rage in the face of hollow promise, hidden in plain sight, hide, seek, find, destroy, free from deceit blinds, or free form deceit blinds with impenetrable veils, always poison, thought mind, do not. So it's just like a cyclical carousel of text. This is classic Mida-pilled nonsense, okay? So Mida loves to speak in these crazy phrases. They're my current favorite faction of the Marathon universe. They are kind of like a revolting faction against like a fascist government, the USEC, the UESC, the United Earth Space Command, as well as the corporations that kind of control a large part of the Marathon universe, Traxxas, Setaguchi, New Caloric, and a couple other ones. So that's kind of like setting the stage. What was figured out is that this R plus A plus G plus E is actually the next step of the puzzle. So I mentioned earlier that a lot of the old websites were brought up again. That also includes the USEC website, usec.io/login. But someone figured out, I didn't even know this was possible, that if you refresh the site and you hold down the letters that make the word rage, you get a secret backend console. So I'm gonna hit Control R to refresh the site, and then I'm just gonna type, hold down RAGE simultaneously. And instead of bringing you to the login page, you get this secret console. I'm not a computer science nerd. I literally did not know you could make anything do that. It's absurd. Very cool. But wait, Scarab, did the package you ever really have the card? No, that's the one that's supposed to be coming. Starting and diving into the lore marathon and learn bits and pieces for the game releasing. Any advice on where to start? Yeah, I would start with Hidden Xperia's Marathon 1 video, especially. You could do Marathon 1, 2, and 3. I think 1's the big juicy thing, and then Jake the Alright has a series of breakdowns on the first ARG. The lore, this universe is kind of connected to the first Marathon, but it seems to be like disconnected, I suppose, in a way. It's all still canon, but there's like different, it's many hundreds of years past it, and so the way this Tau Ceti is like physically very, very far from Earth and Mars. Earth and Mars are the two main colonized planets in the Marathon universe. And so it's very difficult to transmit information from Marathon to Mars and Earth. And so those are themes that this might be playing with. Okay. Okay, so when you access this terminal, there are a series of commands that you can do to progress the ARG. So for instance, if you type help into the command console, it'll bring up a list of little commands that you can use there. CD to navigate to folders, LS to like list what's inside folders. There's also, you can execute certain files to use them. That's all gonna play into account. So for instance, I'm kind of in the root here. If I hit LS, it'll show you all of the possible files here that I can open within this system. And if I want to go to any certain one of those, say I want to go to CD, and I want to go into the operational protocols file, I literally will type out operational protocols, CD space operational protocols, and that will enter me there, and I can hit LS to see like what's in that file. I am kind of recording for this. I forgot what the next step was, though. Is it just after they accessed it and went on to the new one? There's a decrypt. Is the decrypt up yet? Yes. Okay, and the decrypt is in... What was found is that deep within these files, there is actually a hidden decryption device that will help you decrypt certain messages that you can find throughout the ARG. So that's going to be within the legislation file first. So you have to move into the legislation file. Then you have to move into, within this file, the security file. And within that, you have to move into the cybersecurity file. And then you have to move into, if you list in this, you'll see that there's the decrypt.sh executable. So if you execute that file, it will unlock this decryption device where you have an input where it has all these crazy marathon symbols, and you will be able to decrypt those using a certain key. Okay. Is this the next one?
This is a unified Earth Space Council secure transmission. Security clearance data.
What does this give you? I think this spells out the... This is for the sound bin, right? Yes, it is. Okay. So right about this time, people started noticing a couple of things. So first off, the MyDad account tweeted out this message.
This is a unified Earth Space Council secure transmission. Security clearance. Data. File. Key.
So it's essentially a minute and a half of that, where it's just a bunch of random noises, a bunch of silence, and then a bunch more of random noises. And what people found out, somehow, I have no idea how anyone put this together, to be completely honest, is to start off with, the first sequence of noises are all unique. And so people labeled those noises 0, 1, 2, all the way to 9. And then after they hit 9, they went A, B, C, all the way to F. And so you ended up with 0 through 9, A through F, labeled individual unique noises. Then the second half, you can hear there's some repeating noises just even in that small clip. And so they assigned the letters from the unique in the numbers, the letters and numbers, the characters with the first sequence of sounds that were all unique. Once they were identified, they applied those to their corresponding sounds in the second half of this. Once again, absurd that anyone thought to do that. At the same time, it was realized that the Marathon banner, like if you go to the Marathon social accounts, you can see there are special symbols that are in brackets here that correspond to the decryption. And so you can see there's a ton of symbols that are all over the place, but the only ones that seem to have any sort of purpose are these that are within brackets. And here's a better look at those. This was also in the Bungie press kit, but you can see here, there's brackets here, a sequence of symbols, and then brackets. Those are both important. When you took the sound, the sequence that I just played for you, I played you a little snippet, and you assigned them all of their characters, 0 through 9, A through F, you ended up with this, which is hexadecimal, and when you translate it, it comes out to key 34769-M. Obviously, some sort of key for some sort of decryption. Well, it just so happens that we have a decryption tool that uses these exact symbols and requires a key. And so that's exactly what people did. They came over to the Marathon site here, or the USEC site. They entered the symbols, which I will go ahead and do very quickly. Okay, so that's a little break there, and then I'm gonna enter the symbols real quick, chat. Think any of the limited time t-shirts might have hidden secrets on them? No, I don't. Are there new t-shirts? How the fuck do people know to do the hexadecimal thing, by the way? That's like, that is literally absurd that anyone thought to do that shit. It's crazy, man. The community, unmatched. Like, honestly. If I was designing a puzzle, I wouldn't put that shit in the puzzle because I'd be like, oh, no one's gonna ever fucking solve that. You know what I mean? It's crazy that they were like, yeah, someone's gonna solve this. And then someone literally did solve it in a couple of hours. Literally absurd. Hopefully this works. First try. Circle, circle, circular one, clover one, circular one, real clover one, dot, dot, target. And they made all these symbols have the same fucking symbol. Serious. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. That should be good. It's common to have hex stuff in puzzles and audio cues. People are just creative and expect to have that. It's just insane. I consider myself very well versed when it comes to ARGs and Easter eggs and stuff. I try to learn as much as I can about these things, so I'm like useful when it comes to solving them. I have never seen this ever. Incredible. Okay, so I have put in that entire string that you could find once again in the Marathon social header, like their user header. Oh, I just deleted the last symbol. Sorry. Let's restart that. Alrighty, so I went ahead and I entered that entire string of characters that you could find in the Marathon social account headers. Then you hit decrypt, and that's when you input the key. So once again, the key ended up being key 34769-M. Key 34769, nice, -M. And when you decrypt that, it puts out the answer /.farsight7. And people realize that this looks like another directory, actually. So, and in fact it was. And so it was discovered that farsight7 is actually a hidden directory within this terminal. So if you go all the way back up to the roots, which just means like when you're looking at like a file pathway, the roots like as far back as you can go. So I can type cd ... to go up a level. So I left cybersecurity, went back into security. I typed it again. I went from security back into legislation. So now if I go cd into that / .farsight7, I have entered this secret directory. And then I can look what's in the directory with the command ls, and you can see there is a secret sound bin file here, and you have to execute that. You can't open like a file with that sort of extension, so I'm going to use instead the command exec or execute sound.bin. And that will open up this, which is super cool. This is an ASCII version of the original teaser trailer of Marathon, where this is someone getting shot in the head, and if you scroll your mouse, sorry, epilepsy warning by the way, for like a lot of this. If you scroll your mouse, you will see different frames from the trailer in ASCII. You can see that running and flashing and stuff. Like Bungie creative teams or whatever, they are the most creative people I have ever met in my entire life. What was discovered, if you click around different parts of this terminal, it will unveil different codes. So like I just clicked here and you can see there is a series of hex codes there. Is that still hex? Chat? I think that's still hex, right? Yes? Okay, that's what I thought. Sorry, computer stuff is not lying. Especially like computer coding, science, nerdy stuff. Nerdy in a very, I mean that in a very like, I'm envious that I do not have this skill set kind of way. Where's the last one? I thought it was down in the bottom right. Yeah, I wish this was a skill set I had developed more earlier in life. Where the fuck is this last one, bro? Bachi, give me the last one. They kind of move around every time. Let me plug them. I think it's in the bottom right. Yeah, it should be. It should be here. Yeah, Amir. These are clips from the first trailer of Marathon. So that's like when the sniper gets shot in the head, or when the gets sniped in the head. Where the fuck is it? Super cool. And then this is like the runner running. Where is this last one, bro? I'm losing my mind. I think it like moves. So I'm spamming the click button. Oh, did I find it? Okay. Okay. So, as you can see, if you spend time and you click around, you can find 5 different hexadecimal codes. When you translate them, here I have transcribed them, translated them to text, you get the words Discord, the is path forward, which, you know, you can decrypt into Discord is the path forward, and you have to click them in the correct order. So Discord is the path forward. And when you click them in the correct order, this sequence of hexadecimal numbers pops up. That they do translate to things, but it's not actually a simple message. When you one second, I'm gonna back out of this terminal real quick. When you translate them, these are the numbers that pop up. When you translate them, they turn into these specific letters and commands. It was kind of thought about for a while, and once again, I don't really know who got this final solve, but they are very smart. That these bottom two rows act as commands for you to decrypt and like transform the top set. So for instance, there are two start commands, and this is going to be, so I'm going to put instructions here. And I'll go ahead and widen these so they're easier to read. I didn't so you could see the comparisons between the top two here. But you're going to start here. This is your start command. And this is like where you actually start. So you read these left to right like a book to instruct you where to go from your start. So start, and then you backspace. So if you start and then you hit backspace, F is the first letter in your key or your new code here. LF means you move down a row. So that's a lowercase t. So now we're at the lowercase t. Tab, which in ASCII, I guess, is 8, not 4. Like most people would assume that tab is 4 spaces. I guess it ended up being 8 in this solve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, capital C. So now we're here. Backspace, once again, to lowercase z. Carriage return, which means you go all the way back to the start of the first line. Wait, is that right? Is carriage? Did I type this wrong? What's going on here, gamers? Yo, Dame Toniac, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate your face over on the Twitch side. What am I doing here? Yeah, it should be to T, but why would carriage return Z? Why would it bring me back? Is carriage return to the back of the line? Oh, I thought carriage return was like a hard enter. I think this is supposed to be capital P, by the way. Sorry. Okay. Okay, sorry. I thought carriage return was like enter, where you go to the beginning of the next line. That's my bad. Once again, I don't know, man. I just type. So we're currently at Z, and then the next command is carriage return, which brings you to the beginning of the line that you were currently on, which is lowercase t. From here, you have LF, which once again brings you to the start or down one line, essentially. After this, you have the tab again. I have that transcribed incorrectly. I apologize. That's going to give you a lowercase g. You are now in this lowercase g. You backspace 1 to the capital Z. And then your last two commands are backspace. Oh, is this? Okay, I'm going to have to. Is LF? LF is the beginning of the next line. I think the package is here! I think package. Screw this dumb video. We got the package. So what is it? What's the difference? Line feed? Line feed goes to the beginning of the next line or down? Exactly. Like if I'm on B, does line feed bring me to lowercase l or does it bring me to 8? Okay. Okay. I'm so excited for this. Okay. 2 secret packages in one day, baby! A second secret package has hit the Scarrow household. 1 second, let me tweet out that we just got a second package. Alrighty. Did anyone answer my question? Oh, sorry, Vertigo. Yes, start of line. CR is the start of the current line. And so tab is end of line. So what is that tab command actually? What do you have it as? So HT, that's end of line. I'm gonna have to re-record that entire section. HT. No, but end is, oh, end is. Okay. And then carriage return brings you to the beginning of your current line. LF line, what's LF stand for? What's LF stand for? Line feed goes to the beginning of the next line. Is that correct? The beginning of the next line, not straight down, the beginning of the next line, correct? And what does HT stand for? All right, anyways. Second secret package. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Second secret package. Wahoo! I don't know where my fucking thing is. I have a thing specifically for opening packages. I don't know where it is. Oh. LF is next line vertically? I don't think that checked out though. Horizontal tab. Oh, okay. People are now arguing. Line feed takes you to the beginning of the next line. Line is just the next line vertically. Okay, anyways. Here was the first package earlier. Here's what we got once again. We got a beautiful, beautiful framed artwork of Marathon with Joe Ziegler and Joe Cross's signature on it and my name on it. Beautiful. I'm gonna go put this down over here. And then we're gonna open the second new package, baby! Okay. Bro, what the frick? What the frick? This shit's like all official and shit. The other one just came in a box and bubble wrap. This one's got a custom Scarrow 9 box on it. What the hell? Look at this shit. Symbols and stuff. Are there any Easter eggs there? Anyways, let's open it. My runner outfit is inside. How's it open? Is it magnetic? Fucking magnetic box? This is insane! They put magnets in it! Magnets, how do they work? Okay! Oh! The card! No spoilers! the card. Oh, bro, fucking that hurts. Jesus. It's okay. I know this comes out. God damn, bro. That shit is in there. Okay, there we go. Nice. Well, I'll have to clean that off. There's adhesive. 1 second. Bro, they used a fucking command strip to keep this in here. I swear to God. Anyways, that's the back of my card currently. It's got gooey stuff on it. I don't think this is the collector's edition. Fuck. I'm working on it. I'm trying not to bend the card. Okay, Bungie, less adhesive next time, all right? Just calm it on the adhesive a little bit, okay? It'll be okay. Okay, I've almost got it. We're almost done. Hey, and before I forget to say it, thank you. Thank you, Bungie, in the marketing team, and whoever thought I was worthy enough for this. I appreciate you. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm supposed to say hashtag ad. Technically, I think, yes. They didn't pay me for this, but hashtag ad for marathon or something. Yeah. Okay. Okay, still straight, didn't bend it. All right, the front of it. Escape will make me Scaro 9, baby. April 12th. 2025. Come on. And it's got the codes. It does say IS on it, which is really interesting. What does IS mean in computer language? Change out God with your gamer tag? That's fire. Oh, that is sick. Does IS mean anything in computer language? April 12th is the gameplay reveal. We found that out yesterday. Okay. Prep your shells. There's gonna be a push. I don't know what that means. Sounds kind of dirty. Is that like hand stamped? It might be an LS. No, it's definitely an I. It's definitely an I. Look, see, IS for sure. That's clean. Sorry for all the smudges. I'm gonna have to acetone that or something. Okay. Fallout's card said Unity on the back of the top. This card or the metal one? Just a quick heads up. If you plan on posting about our gift, please tag it with hashtag ad. We want to keep everything transparent. Thanks for being a part of our journey. Let's build something amazing together. Cheers, Bungie team. Oh, Unity is? Mine does not say Unity on the top. Mine literally just says is. See? Nothing. Just says is. Yeah, I'll add to the title. It's a good shout, Trent. Thank you. Alrighty. We have, oh my God, there's a lot of shit in here. First thing, I'm not much of a hat guy, but I'll always take a shelfer. Oh, I've got a big fucking head, sorry. I see, can't, big head. Okay, come on. Did that make it tighter? I think I just made it tighter. Escape will make me God, baby. Yeehaw. Hell yeah. Pretty sick. Escape will make me God. Which is, I will continue to say, probably the hardest tagline for a video game ever, by the way. Okay. A vacuum sealed pack. Like, literally, like, super vacuum sealed. I do have scissors. Or a singular scissor, depending who you are and what you're about. What's in the Shout out Durandal. That's so right. Oh, sick. Marathon keycap. Sick. I actually have a custom keyboard at work that I have like I have a bunch of custom keycaps on it. So that's going straight to my work computer. So I guess this is all probably merch that's going to exist for this game, I would assume. We have like one of those gumball machine things. Oh, escape key! That's so good. All right, in the thing, I have kitty stickers. Kitty egg stickers, what is that called? Oh, her name is Callie. Her name is Callie, dude. Callie. Oh, bro, they gave me a Callie. I have my own Callie. Let's go. That's her butt. Let's go. That's sick. I'm gonna put that on Shadow's collar. Oh my god, Victoria's gonna lose her fucking mind, dude. Victoria! Alexa, drop in bedroom.
Okay, dropping in.
Why are you so loud? Victoria! Victoria! Victoria!
What?
Come down here. This is super cute. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
All right, love you.
Love you.
Alexa, off. It's a little wormy. Does anyone read Japanese? And it also says on its butt, Bombix Mori. Okay, do you remember the first marathon trailer? You don't remember the?
Showed me yesterday?
No. 1 second. This isn't gonna make any sense until you see that. Okay. This is from 2 years ago. Can you see this? Yeah. What are you laughing at? Oh, you mean like this worm?
This is mine.
She left the room. She left the room.
I shall name him Wormy.
You can have it. You can have it. It's fine. How about Silky? He's a silkworm. Also, we found out the kitty's name is Callie.
Aw.
So that's kind of cool. Okay. Dude, they went all fucking out. Cool. Yes, you can keep it.
What does he say on him?
I don't know. Did anyone read that Japanese? I will find out. Okay. And it looks like there's one more thing, chat. Oh, this is cool. The magic of orbital bombardment. And then there's like almost like portal looking icons there. Danger, drowning, danger, broken leg, danger, whatever the hell that is. That's so cool. Jesus, dude, their marketing team is absurd. Okay, anyways. What is this? Oh, it's a t-shirt. It says barrier entrance or gate entrance? Really? Oh! Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn. That's sick. It kind of looks like a code, no? What's the top? Anyone make out? Is that ZAO on top there? Did they show those anywhere? ZXO maybe? One second, I'll put on this shirt in a second. I'm gonna go to the Bungie redeem code. CX0W7FXK9. Doesn't like it. Oh, is it because I put the... Not liking it. It's not liking any way I put this. No, it'll be, it would be universal if it was on a shirt like this. Okay, I'm gonna go throw this shirt on real quick. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Oh, okay. Let's go! Hashtag merch, baby! That's sick. Run. Fuck yes. Yeah, I'll post stuff on the Twitter for sure. That's so sick, dude. God damn. Okay. So that's the entire package. Very interested. I feel like this will play into something further. The fact that are the codes the same for all the creator cards? Anyways, all right, let me finish recording this because we got to leave soon. Let me finish recording this. Where was I? Oh, yes. There's 3 different ones. Oh, no. Oh, no. You were getting stone locked on what return means. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to try this one more time. Okay, Vertigo, thank you. Okay, so I've translated all of those over to an Excel document for ease. And once again, these are hexadecimal. So you can go ahead and translate them into their respective commands or characters. What was kind of figured out is that the bottom 2 rows here, instructions is not part of the translation. I've just put that there for clarity. But it was discovered that the bottom 2 rows essentially act as your set of instructions on how to make your way through the top part of the code there and decrypt your final message. So for instance, start is the first command. You have a start command here. And then you just follow this left to right as if you're reading a book. So start, then you backspace. So that gives you capital F. The next one is going to be LF, which ends up moving you down. What is that called again? LF. Line feed. Fuck, we talked about this like 100 times. The next one is going to be line feed, or LF, which means you just go to the beginning of the next line. So that is going to be lowercase t. Then you have a tab, essentially, which moves you to the end of these lines, or 8 spaces forward, which is going to give you capital C. Then you have a backspace, which brings you from the capital C to a lowercase z. Then you have a carriage return, which brings you back to the beginning of this line, back to lowercase t. You have a line feed once again, which gives you capital P. Then you once again have the tab, which brings you all the way to lowercase g there. You have a backspace to capital G. You have one more backspace here. Capital Z, excuse me. One more backspace to 5. And then you have a line feed once again to the beginning of the next line, which is 8. And then you have end null, 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 which means, hey, you're at the end of the code. Let me just double check I got the correct answer. That I did. Let's go. And it was discovered that you are supposed to use this in combination with the code that you clicked. Discord is the path forward. And so if you utilize this as the end of a Discord invite URL, it brought you to a special marathon server. That is absolutely true. So it sounds fake, but it's not. It is definitely true. Sorry, I have a bunch of messages here that I'm clearing. Sorry. I'm going to re-record that last bit right there. And when you click on that invite, it brings you to a brand new super secret marathon ARG server, which has now been converted to oh wait, this one has not actually. Is this one big? I'm in too many marathon Discord. Is this the full Discord here? I don't fucking know. I'm in like 10 marathon Discords. Okay, sorry. And when you enter that Discord link, it brings you to an official Marathon ARG Discord here. It has now been kind of unserious and mystified, as you can see by that. But at the time, it was pretty empty, and there were secrets to solve here. So the first thing that you had to solve on the Marathon Discord was there was a bot who every few minutes it would post this message and with like no explanation. And I believe it reset every 7 minutes. And when people typed in the chat, what they noticed is that the bot would take words and replace some of these weird like phrases and random characters with them. And so what it turned out was happening was, so let's say there was a word the in this, it would replace the corresponding characters with the word the. And so the chat had to decrypt what this block of text was in 7 minutes before the bot reset. What it was soon discovered was that this was the poem Ozymandias. And so these were all the words that they had to type. But when they did that, But when they did that, it opened up the rest of the Discord. They were able to then take contracts, which are gone now, but there was a contract system. I can't show you. And they were able to do certain commands. I didn't realize they fucking wrecked the Discord, bro. Don't forget the code we agreed with. Is that not what I did? Why was Ozymandias the most hype puzzle? I can explain more if you want me to. I can't believe they yeah, I might do VOD footage. I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, also, like, yeah, maybe I'll go through and grab someone's VOD. Where did the sound bin... How did the sound bin hint to Ozymandias? This sound bin here? Yo, what's up, Evan? Do you think we get the alpha on Saturday? I don't, probably not. I don't know. So doesn't Saturday seem like a crazy day to launch something like that? Like when in the, wait, so this? This noise here is Ozymandias? There it is. There it is. Okay, I can re-explain that. I can re-explain this then. Brother, fuck. Okay. Oh, fuck. So, when you entered this as part of a Discord invite, it actually brought you to an exclusive marathon create. No, that's not right. Bro, the marathon creator one is from the escapewill-make-me.me, bro. Ah! Ah. So when you entered this as part of a Discord invite, it actually invited you to a secret marathon ARG Discord. Now, this Discord has been absolutely ravaged. So for parts of these, I might try to get like footage from my streams or other people's streams for this. So if I use anyone else's footage, I'll have it linked down in the description below to give them credit for it. But essentially, there was a channel with a bot who was spamming different messages that looked like this. And every 7 minutes, it would post this exact same message. And what people realized is when they typed in chat, if their word was in this block of text, it would replace the section of this text with that word. So if I typed like the, it would replace certain parts of this with the word the if it was in this block of text. And so the community had to work together to find out what this block of text was. Now, earlier, we talked about this screen, the sound bin. This is what kind of started the whole thing. There's actually a clue to what the block of text was on this site. So depending where you are on this, there's different sounds that play. So like right now on top right, here I'm like mid left. If you go bottom right, there's this noise. And if you slow it down and reverse it, it started to recite the poem Ozymandias. Fuck. Vertigo, do you have the file? Do you have the file of it slowed down in reverse? Two seconds. Fuck, this site gives me a headache. It gives me an insane headache, bro. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, thanks, Vertigo. I appreciate that. So when you take that audio and you slow it down and you reverse it, it plays this, which people figured out is actually someone reading the poem Ozymandias. Here, I met a travel from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor whose passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things. The hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains, round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. And so people like soon realized that this block of text that the bot was doing was that poem. And so they had 7 minutes and they had to work together as a chat to say the correct words to get the bot to replace all of those words here. Once again, this is a paste spin of it, but this is what the bot was saying. And once you replace all of the words, that opened up the Discord fully. Maida and the Marathon account tweeted out that I think the Marathon account, Maida account tweeted out that like DAC was the way forward or something, right? That's when they tweeted that, correct? I don't see a tweet that says that. Wait, what was O2 used for? Oh, it posted in the server? What was O2 ended up being used for? Because I remember O2 opens the door that ended up being something. O2 was a hint at start of text. Oh, that's how they knew to use it as decryption. Okay. I understand now. Okay, so in the Discord, do they still have that? Hopefully they still have that link. Is that metered response? Okay, yes. So when the community was able to enter and replace all of the words successfully to get the full poem unlocked and replaced by the bot shut down the channel, opened a bunch of new ones, and said, sequence complete, motivate, inspire, disrupt, agitate, begin. Everyone /DAC is the path forward. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you this once again. Maybe I'll grab some footage from one of my older streams. But now you were able to go in this Discord and do different commands to do different things. And one of them was /DAC. This command would make the bot message you with a unique image. And so let me find the image it gave me. I think I did what's my image? I think my image might have been on my other computer, on my desktop. Or on my laptop. No. So for instance, this was the DAC or the access card that it gave me. This plays into another website that we're going to talk about here in a second. Now on the Discord, there were also some contracts and stuff like side puzzles to figure out. Those were not part of the main ARG, so I'm not going to go over those here. I will probably do a video on the contracts in the future because they are adding new contracts and it seems like that's going to be like pertinent and part of a larger puzzle going forward. So look out for a separate video on those in the near future. But the main thing to get from this was the DAX. This started breaking immediately because you had like 1 billion people spamming a bot. The bot couldn't keep up. It crashed for like an entire day. I don't think any of that was planned. And so eventually what happened is the MIDA account tweeted out like a master DAC that you could use. This thing, so this is a digital access card that every single person could use to access the site that we're about to talk about. But it's just important to note, like, this wasn't probably supposed to be part of the ARG, but it ended up working anyways. Like, it didn't work as intended because the community was too crazy, and it was actually pretty funny to watch in real time. But for the purpose of like how we solved it, that's not really that important. So I mentioned earlier that old websites from the previous ARG were active again. We've already used the MIDA one. We've already used the USEC one. Then we were faced with the Traxxas one. Traxxas is kind of like the space Amazon of the Marathon universe. You can see here that this is like a directory. You can see there's grayed out words that you can access. There's white words that you can access. And you navigate this site by scrolling up and down. When we first got access to this site, only 2 things were active. The mining equipment tab, which if I, oh, nope, that's actually incorrect. Where is it? It's a drill, right? It's a drill. Is it this one? Why did it rotate so much? It's drill in the satellite one. There it is, there it is, there it is. So when we first got access to this site, only 2 of these words were actually active, like it or white. Everything else was gray, or 2 of these phrases rather were in white. The first one's gonna be mining equipment. What the fuck did I just do? No, it's the drill, isn't it? Yes. Okay, fuck. Holy. So when we first got access to this website, again, only 2 of the phrases here were in white. So here you can see like half of them are in white. We'll come back to that here in a second. But originally, only 2 of these phrases were active. The first one was going to be TrackSat Management Console, which we'll get to in a second. And the second one was the CB3463 drill. This brings you to a PDF. It is the only one of these that brings you to a separate document. I think this is going to be something in the future, but I don't know for sure. This is one of like the unsolved leads of the ARG. Then there's a couple more that we'll talk about towards the end of this video. But if you clicked on the TrackSat Management Console, it loaded up another website where you could see essentially Traxxas's satellite array. And they were kind of separated into 3 distinct rings. You had the core array here in the center. You had the middle array, which was the transit array. And then you had the outer frontier array. This would be the final solve for this ARG. We just didn't know it at the time. And this is where I think like information starts to get kind of crazy. Okay. Should be good. Are we good, everyone? Can you see the stream? Are we good? We're back? Yes? Okay. Good, good. Thank you, everyone, for letting me know. Thank you. So you might notice that the outer ring frontier actually matches the wording of one of the first solutions that we got. And as I mentioned before, when we solved or when we got 10,000 people to watch the marathon directory concurrently, it came up with the +714 frontier. So that's the first part. And people started putting together very quickly that then we also need a transit, or the middle core is going to need a code, and core is going to need a code. Now, around this time, Marathon also tweeted out this picture. We needed a lot of help with this one. So what the community discovered is if you go to this picture and you mess with the levels a little bit, so like the color levels, you can see the MIDA symbol here in the bottom. It might be hard for you guys to see. Let me see if I can increase it. There you go. You can see kind of the MIDA symbol here. And also some of the pixels in this grid are different colors. So like this guy's a different color, that guy's a different color, this guy's a different color. And so people started color shifting all of these. I have them color coded here. They also had these segmented off into 1, 2, and 3. And it was very quickly discovered by some music geniuses that these 3 sections correspond to 3 different songs. So in order, the top section, or 1, corresponded to Vivaldi's Spring. The second one was Sadie by Gennetto PD. I live in the South United States, man. That ain't happening, okay? And the last one is Air by Bach. These are 3 classic pieces. And that was kind of as far as we got with this puzzle without extreme intervention by Bungie. We didn't really know what to do with that information. There were a lot of theories being thrown around, but nowhere did it really tell us what to do with the resulting information. Also, around this time, the original Traxxas site, once they kind of fixed the Discord bot and they sent out the universal DAC, it was discovered that a lot more of these had opened up. And that's what like the rest of the white words are. Like I mentioned, originally it was just the drill and the track sat. But now you can go to these, and if you click on them, they're adverts for all the different companies within the Marathon universe. So here's USEC. That first one was Traxxas. We have some really good ones down here. This is Setaguchi Genetics. They're the ones that make like the biomata, like the exoskeletons that the runners wear, according to the first ARG. My favorite ones are the new caloric ones. These guys are awesome. They make like some of the food. Just corn, no cob. Care, streamlined. Anyways, it was discovered that each one of these ads has a barcode. And if you take something with a barcode on the right and something with the barcode on the left and you put them together like that, that would happen. And every combination with a different right piece would give you a different number for transit. And so we started to have to discover what the correct combination of ads was. At this time, the MIDA account also tweeted out something new. No, that's wrong. At this time, there was also a new message in the Discord, which was this. Looks like a text file, but also when you put it into a notepad, it kind of looks like sound waves. And what people realized is if you count the number of X's in every row, it actually comes out to decimal, which you can then convert into words, into text. Override controls without leaving traces. So, what it was then discovered very quickly. I was live for this one, and people knew this literally immediately. It was pretty awesome to watch come together. That there were 2 of these ads here that contained those words. The 2 were I think it was like an ARM one, right? Override control. Yeah. The 2 ads were this virtual reality training suite. So this is a Traxxas one that says override controls. And then the one right under it, smart sensor network, is a Cyber Acme ad that says without leaving traces, which is exactly what that last code translated to. When you put them together, we got transit minus 978. So now we have frontiers plus 714, and we have transit minus 978. What we needed was the final core message here, or the number for the core satellites, the ones in the very middle. Let me go back to this will look a lot better when it's edited all nicely, I promise. I promise. Where is it? Where is it, brother? Mining equipment. Okay. I'm making my whole identity marathon now. It is, I think it'll be like between the insane music and aesthetic, I think it'll be pretty easy to do. So like I mentioned, we had the frontier code, we had the code for transit. Where we spent a long time was trying to find out what the message for core was. It turns out it ended up being this. The problem I have is that the other 2 like very directly told you what the satellite was. This one never explicitly said that the solution went to core or any satellite at all. So we thought it was just a dead end for a side puzzle. So eventually, after we were trying like a billion things to try to guess the correct orientation of the satellites, eventually the MIDA account got a little testy and it started being pretty mean. Origin shifts, coordinates, transform, adjust from origin. Oh, I didn't explain how this works. I didn't explain how this works at all. And so I'm going to show some footage on stream right now. Essentially how this worked is when you uploaded your DAC here. So like, let me take the master DAC and upload it. It would give you access to the satellite system. And what you can do is you can click on any of the 3 arrays, core, transit, frontier, and every few seconds you can move its position either +1 or -1. So you can see I'm clicked on the middle one, which is transit. Its position is 9. Well, it's moving all over the place because for some reason people are still messing with this site, even though the ARG has been done for 24 hours. But I can hit -1, and then in 30 seconds, I can adjust it again. And so we had 5,000 people logged into this site, and they all had to work. That's what happens when you solve it. That wasn't supposed to happen while I was explaining this. Anyways, you had to all work together to try to find the final solution and align the satellites. And when it was done correctly, that happened. The problem is we still didn't know what that core code was. And so while we were trying to figure it out, we were trying different things. The MIDA account started freaking out at us. Origin shifts, coordinates transform, adjust from origin, plus minus, transit. And they were getting really angry. And around the same time, we got a second secret message in the Discord as well, which we solved on stream. And people helped because I made a slight mistake with it. But it was just a bunch of pluses and minuses. If you read them down the columns in binary, so 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, and so on, you got the code test flow equals minus+, which is of course backwards. If you read that backwards, like any rational person would, it says plus minus equals offset. And so like that was happening. Everyone had different ideas of what was happening. But at this time, remember, we still didn't have the value for core, the final satellites. And so MIDA was once again kind of freaking out at us, watching us try to solve it. And eventually they retweeted this image, which people thought was really weird. And someone in my chat, Hexcody, actually figured this out. It was actually a different version of the image that was manipulated with a second hidden message. So if you go to the layers property or the levels property, it still has that MIDA logo. But if you do it, if you shift the colors a different way, there's a whole different message here, which is -413 is core. So essentially Bungie said, all right, you guys are too dumb to figure this out. We're just going to give you the answer, which is exactly what they did, which is pretty funny. I believe how this was supposed to be solved. Oh, Fallout. Thank you for the raid. Holy. Dr. Sex, let's go. Thank you, Fallout, for the raid. We're just finishing up the recap here before I go spend time with my wife for the first time in a week. But I'm recapping the entire ARG. So I believe the proper solution actually has to do with the complete works that each of these orchestral songs were part of, or these classical songs were a part of. So Vivaldi Spring is part of the Four Seasons. The Sadie song is like listed as number 1. Like if you look, it's Gymnetopede number 1. And then this Air song by Bach is part of the third suite, which is I guess a collection of songs or whatever. That makes 413. And the original tweet from Marathon had a minus in it as well. That's something I didn't go over last time, but it actually had a minus. And so Bungie was like, yeah, you guys are kind of too dumb to solve this -413. I think that's how it was supposed to be done. So then we had the solutions for the 3 satellites. We had +714 for Frontiers. We had -798, I believe, for the transit one. I just need to make sure that's what it is. Yes, minus 978. So then we had the solutions to the 3 satellite rings. We knew the Frontiers ring was plus 714. The middle one, transit, was minus 978. And the final one, the core, is minus 413. Thank you for all the gifted subs. Let's go. Sai, thank you. Stop shooting me. Thank you for subbing or gifting a sub. Thank you, everyone. Sorry. I'm trying to finish this before my wife gets mad at me. And so we knew that was the solution, and we tried a bunch of stuff, and eventually we came up with the solution, or the idea to try. Every 2 minutes, these satellites would reset. So if I upload my DAC real quick. If it will load. Yeah, Tom, there was a lot of suggestions. Why is this not loading? There we go. So we had the correct numbers for the satellites. Plus 714 for the Frontiers, the outer ring. The middle ring, transit, minus 978. And core, minus 413. So due to our 3 puzzles, we had the 3 final kind of instructions. And we tried a bunch of different things. This was really hard because once again, you had 5,000 people trying to control the satellites and move them. And so we had to coordinate them with our chats in the Discord. It was pretty freaking awesome, to be honest. And then also, you only had 2 minutes to do it. I guess these people are just solving it over and over again. But you only had 2 minutes to do it because every 2 minutes, the satellites would reset to random origin points, and then you would have 2 minutes to align them again. And what was discovered is the values were how the satellites had to be manipulated relative to their position. So let's say the Frontier satellite, when it reset, spawned on 500, you had to move it 714 more, so to 1214. And then, you know, core, whatever it spawned on, let's say it spawned on 5, you had to move it minus 413, so it'd go to minus 408 in that scenario. And so what we did is I had Milo, Mr. Awful Waffles, read me the numbers, the origin points of the numbers. I calculated what they would be in their, like what we had to make them. And then we had to align all of our communities to plus and minus 1 the satellites all at the same time to hit the correct orientation all within 2 minutes while fighting people who didn't agree with how we were doing the puzzle. It was very hectic, but once we finally got the correct solution, the final gameplay reveal trailer, save the date, was shown to us. You can see our reactions in the trailer that I've linked down below in the comment section. Now, there are a couple of loose ends. I mentioned the drilling equipment, I'm pretty sure is going to be something. In the terminal for USEC, there is also different commands that allow you to hack into different computers that we need a password for that we don't have yet. And then there were also a couple of tweets that had like noise on them that never ended up being anything. I was seeing if I had access to those. Like, why don't you play the trailer? We can end on the trailer. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec. Let me finish recording this, and then we can end on the trailer. Did they delete all their shit? And then there were a series of videos like this that have noise in them that I think are pretty clearly someone talking, but we haven't been able to like figure out how to isolate that and make it sound like anything. So like that in the background, I think is someone talking, but we haven't been able to figure that out. So there's a couple loose ends that I think might unfold over the upcoming weeks. We'll of course do videos on those as well. After we unlocked the trailer, it also unlocked this site, escapewillmake.me. When you enter it, gives you sick music first off. It also tries to use your webcam, which I'm just gonna block for now. I'm gonna continue. But essentially, you would get to this screen where you can play around with your camera and it makes you look cool. But there were some of these images here. There were actually 100 of them. And so we collected all the pieces from the community. We got them in order with me, Milo, Bog, and Wabi. And a couple of people sent in like massive collections of pieces. It was an awesome group effort. And we eventually pieced it all together to show off this character, which Joe Ziegler has already said is codename Stealth. So that is the extent of the ARG yesterday. Over the past week, but culminating yesterday. We now have this new concept art and the save the dates for the official gameplay reveal trailer on Saturday. If you have any questions about the ARG, or ask them down below. If I forgot anything, I'll update that pinned comment. Thank you guys for watching, and anytime we get new secrets, you can check here for an update. Have a fantastic day. All right, chat, let's go ahead and watch this gameplay reveal trailer, and then I gotta peace out, okay? No image processing on the end of reveal trailer. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing work to make that like good, but that's fine. Marathon reveal trailer. Say Debussy before. Oh yeah, do you guys want to see something? So if you guys missed it when we were talking about classic composers, I came across one, or chat said something about Debussy or Debussy, who I thought was surely not real, and I was being trolled. Once again, I grew up in the Southeast United States. Do you think they teach us classic composers? You are out of your fucking mind. Anyways, I thought it was really funny. Turns out that was a real person. A little embarrassing, I suppose, but once again, I'm a product of nothing more than my environment, and I regret nothing. But Joe made a really funny tweet about me. I am Scarrow9. My status is green guy. Oh, and when I was on that marathon site, it was like messing up my chroma key because it was reflecting on my face. My status is green guy means that I can actually pronounce composer names seriously. So you can expect me to say Debussy instead of Debussy because I respect Impressionism movement and its many talented composers. And then I Googled if it was a real person. And when you Google Claude Debussy, which is his real name, the first video that pops up, or the second one, the best of Debussy. You cannot tell me this person was real. Anyways, I thought it was pretty fucking funny. I apologize to all the Debussy stands out there. My bad. Anyways, one more time. Do you guys notice the legs of the dead runner? One scene it doesn't fit the boots and another it does. I have like so much I want to talk about, man. Saturday's gonna be crazy. After like during the reveal when we can finally talk about things. I'm so excited to talk about. Oh yeah. Look, the boots are skin tight there now. You can see the dead runner in the cat's eye. Callie spotted. Good, Callie. No. Oh yeah, you can. Let's go. I think people are really gonna like this one. Did you get the hat? I did get the hat. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a good fucking time. Alrighty. Okay. Well. I'm super excited. I'm gonna work on trying to get this out tomorrow. Probably a Destiny stream tomorrow. It's been a long time since I've done a Destiny stream, so I should do one. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm so excited we got the 2 secret packages. I can't wait to hang up that artwork. It's absolutely beautiful. And once again, thank you, Bungie. Hashtag ad, whatever. I'll add it to the ends of these streams whenever they get published. But actually, I should probably do it right now before I forget. Hashtag ad. Thank you, Bungie. Really, thank you all for like your support and over the years are the reason I get these opportunities. Like literally, I cannot express how thankful that in the past week, or how thankful I am that you all enable me in the past week to go to Bungie, become a Twitch partner, get 2 secret packages from Bungie in the mail, and help solve the ARG. Like, you guys are fucking insane. And I cannot thank you enough. So thank you all so much. Really. Okay. Okay. That's where I'm going to call it now, because my wife deserves my attention, and I've been a bad husband. And yeah, everyone have a fantastic night. I love your faces. I'll see you very soon, my friends. Tomorrow, like I said, for a Destiny stream probably. And hell yeah. All right, let's find someone to raid real quick. Who's streaming in the Destiny community? The Bussy community? Oh, Bog's streaming. Well, you know I gotta show love to Bug on my dog, bro. You know I gotta show some love to Mr. Bog on my dog. Everyone join Bog on my dog's chat and just start spamming crank that hog. / Pathfinder crank that hog, okay? Everyone. Okay. / Pathfinder crank that hog. Everyone spam that. Okay? Everyone spam. Oh, crank that hog. What did I say? It won't let me use it. Just spam crank that hog. There you go. Yeah. Just spam that, okay? Everyone have a fantastic night. I love your faces. I'll see you very soon. And thank you for the support over the last week. It has been fucking unreal. So I'll see you very soon, my friends.